Hurst? How are you?
Okay. You're my attorney?
No, sir. I'm a private investigator working with your attorney on this case. My name's Brandon Perrin. I think he may have spoken to you about me and said I'd be coming out here to speak to you about your case and obtain information from you. And just so you know, again, I'm not your lawyer. I will be focusing strictly on the investigation of this case and the matter in front of us, okay? My job is to go out there, uncover evidence, to support the case and support your attorney's efforts, and provide you with the truth so we know what's going to happen in this case.
The truth is I didn't do anything, and I can't even believe I'm in jail for this.
Yes, sir, and if that is the case, our investigation will support that. But I also want you to know that my job is not to fabricate evidence, it's not to create evidence. What I'm here to do is conduct an investigation to support your story. And that's why I'm going to ask that you be completely honest with me and upfront. Because what I'd like to do is develop a good rapport where we get along, where we can kind of have confidence and trust in each other, and that when I conduct an investigation, I may find evidence that may not necessarily be favorable, but we need to deal with that. You know, it's better that we don't have any surprises or anything that comes from the backside and kind of ambushes your attorney where he didn't know, and maybe it was a misunderstanding or something you forgot. So I'm going to be right up front with you from day one, and anything I uncover, and some things I may uncover may not necessarily be consistent with what you tell me. Okay? I'm not saying that what you did was wrong, because we may be able to explain it, and it's a problem, because that may be evidence someone else is saying about you. Now,
I didn't do anything. I mean, I don't even, whatever. I mean, I didn't do anything, and this is, I don't know where these people came from and said I did stuff. I didn't do anything.
Well, we're going to go through that right now and see if we can get to the bottom of this. One of the things I do want to make a point of right now is that you understand I am working for your lawyer, therefore I share in the privilege of the attorney-client privilege, and anything you say to me stays between me, you, and your lawyer. It doesn't go any farther than us, okay?
Yeah, he said just, don't talk to anybody but him and you.
Right, be frank with me. You can tell me anything. It'll go just that far. Again, I need to know everything, even if you think it's bad. Something you think, gee, I really shouldn't say that because it looks bad. Let us know what it is and we can deal with it. Better that we know what it is, because what you think may look bad may actually be something that works out to your benefit. Because, the perception of how the attorney can present that evidence, there may be a legal reason for it or some kind of intent questionnaire that we can actually deal with, and better we deal with the truth than something that's just not. So don't be afraid to tell me. The attorney-client privilege is extended to me, as I said. That applies to me. I will not discuss your case and what we say together with anyone. Whether you're married, a parent, a friend, no one will know what we say, okay? I'm going to ask for something from you as well, though. The attorney-client privilege does extend to you, and you're bound by the same rules. If you cannot be speaking to anybody about your case, okay? It's important that you only talk to me or your lawyer. Do not discuss the facts of your case, the details, and do not discuss the details of our conversations with anybody. Because although me, you, and your attorney are protected, the person you talk to is not. They can be subpoenaed, whether they be a parent or a friend, they can be subpoenaed and they'd have to disclose what is said, okay? And we're not saying you're going to say anything that's incriminating, but they could also disclose our strategy. And this is a very strategic focus of what we're going to do in this case, and we don't need to disclose your strategy because we're here to win, okay?
Well, my girlfriend's going kind of nuts. I mean, can't you at least tell her, what's going on? Like, that I'm going to get out of here or what?
What I would recommend you tell her is very basic information, but don't disclose details. What I want you to do is explain to her that you've been informed right away when you talk to her, that you've been informed not to discuss the details with anyone. Explain to her. Say it's because you could be subpoenaed. You're not protected, and you have to tell. Or you could be held in contempt of court, or you could be charged with obstruction of justice. So it's your protection that you don't. If she has a question, what I recommend is direct her to me, or direct her to your attorney, and we can talk to her and
explain. So I can give her your telephone number?
Yes, you can. You feel free to do that to anyone. Anyone who's close to your family member, provide it to me.
What if I have a question, I can get a hold of you or something? Can I, say, hey, she can call you and then you can get in touch with me or something like that?
Yes. Yeah, we'll call. What you'll find is with me as an investigator, most investigators will return your calls almost all the time. Okay, you're going to find that pretty plain. Lawyers are tough to get a hold of. They don't want to return calls.
I haven't seen my lawyer.
Exactly. Usually in court or in depositions, they're tying up. Investigators are very flexible, and we have a habit, at least in our office, of calling people back and answering their questions as best we can. And we usually provide, if we don't have the answer at that time, we'll try to find it. We will be there for you to support you, just as we'll be there to support your attorney. Okay? What I'd like to get to right now is, I'd like to go over the arrest affidavit a little bit, but first I'd like to get some background information from you so we can get that out of the way, and it'll help me just make sure that the information being reflected regarding your background history is correct, and I also have it correct in my records, and so your attorney has the correct information, okay? Could you tell me your full name?
It's George William Hurst, George W. Hurst.
Okay, and what is your date of birth, sir?
April 13th, 1963.
And your social security number?
035-245-1223.
Okay. Obviously, you're male and you're white. Your address, is it 2142 Southeast Bowie Street?
That's right.
And that zip code is correct?
That's correct.
34952.
Right.
Okay. Could you also provide me, no, it says here you have a telephone number. Do you have a telephone, sir?
Of course, I have a telephone. Yeah, I have a phone.
And what's your telephone number?
It's 285-7540.
Okay. And your occupation states you're an unemployed student, is that correct?
Oh, yeah, right. No, I'm not even a student. I mean, I'm a potential student. I'm supposed to be taking a class at this place that they're accusing me of taking money from. No, I work over at the hotel on the island.
Okay, what do you do there?
I'm a night auditor.
How long have you been employed there?
Oh, God, this is 1999, about 3 years.
3 years now?
Yeah.
Night auditor?
Yeah.
You work night shift, is that
Right.
right? Midnights?
Right, exactly. That's why I thought I'd go back to school.
A night auditor, is that a job that involves responsibility, like handling money and such?
Yeah, I'm the only one there. I mean, I take the cash, I take the credit cards, guests come in. I mean, I take care of the books for crying out loud for the place. I mean, they got to register everything.
What did you do before that? Have you always been in the hospitality industry?
I was that for a while, but then I was also, I used to work at one of the other stores. It was a drugstore at one time. I worked there for a while, did, like an assistant manager job.
Okay.
Another thing where we
Another
dealt with
responsible
money.
position?
Right.
A few more questions. Now, I want to ask you this. It may sound stupid, I'm going to ask you, but I want to make sure we have it right. What is your height?
I'm 5'8",
Okay, and your weight?
180.
And your hair color is would you say black?
Yeah, it's dark brown, black.
Okay, and your eye color blue?
Blue.
Okay. Your current home address, we have that. The prior address, how long have you lived at the address that's listed, 2142 Southeast Bowie?
About 5 years now, probably.
Where'd you live before that?
Just on the other side of town. You need the address?
In the same town?
Yeah, same town.
Okay, how long did you live at that address?
About 3-4 years.
Okay, it's pretty stable with your addresses.
Oh yeah, I didn't move around that much.
Okay. Family members, do you live alone? Are you married at this point?
No, I live by myself and a roommate.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
Yeah, I was married for a couple of years.
A couple of years. Okay, what's her name?
Brenda.
Brenda. Last name? Still has your name?
No.
No. Okay.
Brenda the witch.
Brenda the Witch. What is she? What's her last name now? Besides the middle name Witch.
It's Jenkins.
Brenda Jenkins, where's she residing now? Do you know?
She moved up north again, where we both are actually lived up
What
north.
state's that?
She lives in Rhode Island now.
Okay. You said you live with. You have any children?
No,
Marriage?
no.
Okay. You said you live with a roommate. What's his name or her name?
David
David. His last name.
Williams.
And he's at your address and telephone number.
Yes.
What does he do for you?
Not much.
Not
No,
much?
he does odd jobs. Yeah, he works for a landscaper, but he's kind of in between jobs at this point. But he takes care of the place too. We're kind of fixing up the place we're living in.
Okay. Do you have any other family members in the local area?
Not really. Not. I mean, what do you mean by local? I mean like in the town?
In the town.
No, not in town.
Okay. Educational. Let me ask you about your employment history. We got that. You're working right now for.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working the same place for.
What's the name of the hotel again?
The Mod Inn.
I'm not in. Okay, that's out on South Beach, you said?
Yeah,
Okay. You've been there for about, 3 years?
5 years.
5
3
years.
years I was at the drugstore.
Okay, 5 years as a night auditor.
Right.
Okay, and before that, the drugstore for 3 years. What was the name of the drugstore?
It was actually Eckerd's.
Eckerd's here in Florida?
Yeah.
Which location?
The one that's on Port St. Lucie Boulevard.
Okay. What's your current supervisor's name?
David, what was his last name? David Brown.
Brown. And he be reached after your employment. What's your telephone number at work?
It's 337-7485.
Okay, great. Do you have any problem with me contacting him to verify employment? And it's possible he's a character witness that can support that you've been a good employee for the past 5 years?
Yeah, you should. I mean,
Responsible, handling money and such?
yeah, I mean, you should.
Okay, could you tell me how far you've gone in your education?
I actually have a college degree, but I'm a socialist degree.
Okay, where'd you get that degree? What school?
I got that up in Rhode Island,
Okay, name of school?
Roger Williams College.
Okay, what's the what's your major?
It was a liberal arts degree. It was a 2-year degree.
Okay, and obviously you went to high school. Have you served in the military?
No, never.
Okay, and could you tell me your criminal history. Have you been arrested before?
Arrested?
Yeah, you've been arrested.
Well, I was never convicted of anything.
Okay. Were you ever arrested? I'm not saying you did anything and maybe it was falsely arrested you made, but have you ever been arrested?
Yeah, I was like 19 years old.
What was the charge you recall?
It was burglary.
Burglary charge?
Yeah.
You weren't convicted of that crime?
No.
What were the circumstances of that? Was it charged burglary in a house or a business or?
it was just a stupid thing. I mean, this girl I knew, you know, she had my stuff, we broke up. I went in the house to get my stuff. I mean, it was my stuff. How can you burgle your own stuff, you know?
And the charges were never filed where you were actually convicted? Did they drop
I've
the
never,
case?
never convicted.
Did they drop
They
the
dropped
charges?
the charges.
Was it a misunderstanding?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was my stuff.
Okay. What was the girl's name? Remember?
Yeah, it's Tracy.
What was the last name?
Tracy, boy, that's a mental block. Tracy.
40 and release.
Yeah, no, Tracy Patterson.
Okay. Did she live in Rhode Island? Is that where you were?
Yeah, that was when I was 19.
Would you have any opposition to us contacting her? Would she be able to verify that it was a misunderstanding or it was strictly a domestic situation? Well, you don't think that would be a
Tracy
good
the
idea?
bitch. I don't even know how to get in contact with her. I mean,
Okay.
whatever. I mean, I guess, no, I wouldn't.
Okay. Let me ask you,
I mean, parents.
charges were dropped,
Yeah.
you weren't convicted, were you ever arrested for anything else?
No, I wasn't arrested for anything.
Have you ever been accused of another crime or you were a suspect of an investigation?
I was mostly fired for something.
Could you tell me some details about that?
It was at Eckerd's.
Records and what was the allegation?
Well, there was some money missing, but, you know, they ended up firing 3 of us, and, you know, I didn't do anything, and they fired us.
All
I mean,
three
I think it was
people
one of the
were-
other guys. Yeah, 3 guys were
Were
fired.
you asked to take a polygraph?
No.
No. Did you ever confess or make any admissions to guilt in that?
No, because I didn't do anything.
Yet, but they still fired you?
Yeah,
Were the police ever involved?
I assume so,
Were you ever contacted or interviewed by a police officer?
No. because I quit before that.
Okay. And that's the last you heard of it?
That was it.
How long ago was that?
That was 5 years ago. That was just before.
Just
I
before
met.
you got your job as a night officer? Okay, so it's not something that's on your record, not something that anyone would be able
No,
to
no,
uncover
uh-uh.
if we checked public records or a criminal record? it
No,
wouldn't
I was
be
never
listed.
arrested, and the cops never came by, nothing.
Okay. And what would you say your, this is maybe for bond hearing information, or it may come across in your lawyer's efforts to defend your financial situation. You say it's good right now, or poor, or average, or it's been better?
It's been better. I mean, you know, they took the money I had on me.
Okay. Do you have any money in your bank account? Do you have any savings? Any money in your checking account?
I mean, I got some, but it's like, you know, and now I'm not working. I don't even know how I'm gonna get a paycheck now. I mean, you know, I got a check that's coming to me. You know, I got paid every 2 weeks. But I'm not working now. I mean, and that money's gonna have to pay for rent and stuff. I mean, I don't have that much money in a bank account.
How much do you have?
I probably have maybe a few $100s at this point.
And you're not currently employed because of this
Well,
charge?
I'm in jail. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I can't work
You
in
don't have a
jail.
job anymore?
I doubt it. If you contact my supervisor, Brown, I mean, you can find out. I mean, talk to him and say, hey, you know, I'm gonna be getting out of here.
Okay.
I mean, I've never, you know, this is ridiculous. I've never taken anything out of that place. I worked there for 5 years.
I'll speak to them about that as well.
I don't think they're gonna fire me over it. I'm hoping that anybody.
How much, what is your weekly salary at your new job?
Per week? It's about, it ranges between $350 to $400 a week.
Now, you rent or own your home?
We're renting a place, me and my roommate.
How much do you pay a month for that?
It's
What's your
fine.
share?
On my share, with everything, it comes to about $350, about $400, I guess. You know, it's $550 for rent, electricity, you know, telephone, cable, all that crap.
Do you own a car?
Yeah. Well,
You
paying
have a
for
car
it.
payment?
Yeah, I got
How
a
much
car
is that?
payment. That's $320.
What kind of car do you have?
It's convertible.
What color?
It's white.
What type of car vehicle is it? Make and model?
It's a Mitsubishi. It's a 95 Eclipse.
It's white color.
It's white.
Convertible top, is it black or
Yeah, black top.
black top? Okay, what's your tag number?
WCW 41Q or something like that, I think it is. I don't know what the tag.
Do you make it okay on what your job is, the money and the expenses you have? Would you say you're
Well, I
strapped for
mean-
cash?
Well, everybody's strapped for cash. I mean, I use credit cards. I pay them off. I've had, you know,
Are you behind in your bills?
I've had a couple late payments, but I make them. You
How's
know.
your credit?
Well, you know, back when I had that problems before, you know, when I lost my job, I was like in between jobs for a little bit, so, you know, it got up there a little bit. But I mean, you know, most of them are taken care of.
You have good credit? I'm not asking if you have bills.
Well, I got a car payment, I mean,
So your
had to pay a little extra
credit's
for it.
decent.
It's okay. I mean, there's a couple things on there. I got a couple doctor's bills, but,
Okay, good.
I think they wrote those off or something.
Medical history, anything, have you ever been in the hospital, treated for anything?
For anything, I mean, like, I had a shoulder operation.
Shoulder operation?
That was a long
Something
time
that you
ago.
still deal with now? How old were you when you had that?
Oh, God, that was like when I was 18 years old.
Okay,
So,
so it's not something that's a problem for you now?
no.
Okay. Do you have a psychiatric history? Have you ever been to a mental
No, I've
institution?
had wacko girlfriends and ex-wives, but other than that.
So maybe you visited people.
Maybe it's
Mental
catch